Python is one of the emerging programming languages. According to the most recent figures, Python is the most used coding language for about 80% of developers. The syntax of this high level programming language is simple to understand. Python's large library system makes it a best choice for data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence projects. So, hello learners, welcome to Simplilearn's YouTube channel, and today we have come up with the Python tutorial from scratch. If you want to start Python programming for data science, machine learning, web development, or you want to automate any task, this tutorial is the initial step for you. But before we begin, if you love watching tech videos, subscribe to our channel, like the tutorial, and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. And let us have a simple quiz question to brush up on our knowledge. So, your question is, in which language is Python written? And your options are PHP, C, C Sharp, or none of these. Please answer in the comment section below and we'll update the correct answer in the pinned comment. You can pause the video, give it a thought, and answer in the comment section. And insightful for you guys. If you're focused on building strong foundational skills for career growth, in that case, you can check out a free course to learn Python basics with a completion certificate from SkillUp by Simplilearn. You can check the Python Basics free skill up course in the description box below. The link would be given in the description box. So now starting with the tutorial, first we will create a folder. So we would be doing all our stuff in a folder only and directly in an IDLE. So before that, we will create a folder and name it as Python tutorial. And now we will install the Python. For that, you guys have to visit the website python.org. Press enter. Now you can see the downloads option. Just click on that and you will see the download Python 3.11.0 version. So just click on that and it will start downloading for you. I've already downloaded it. So you just have to open this exe file and just and you have to select add python.exe to path if you haven't installed Python on your system, first time you are installing it, you have to tick on this checkbox, else you don't have to. Now click on install now, and like I have already installed the Python on my system, and it's asking me username and password. So the setup has failed. I have closed the setup. So you just have to progress with the setup. Click on the next button and click on the checkboxes that ask you to agree some terms and conditions, and then the final setup would be completed. And after this, the thing we need to install is the Python IDLE, in which we would code and learn the basics. So we would be using the Visual Studio Code. So for that, we will visit the Visual Studio Code website and just click on the download button. You could select the Windows OS or Ubuntu in which operating system you're working on. Just click on the desired option you want to download. Okay. Like if I'm using the Windows operating system, I will click on Windows and I will select the 64-bit. So you can see that the download has been started. So after downloading, you just open the exe file and progress what it says, the next and the stuff. So after downloading, we will open our folder, and inside that we will open the command prompt and let our Visual Studio Code open. And if you want to learn how to configure the Visual Studio Code, I will mark the Python playlist. That would be the full-fledged playlist for all the topics for the Python installation, then the first program, then the IDL installation, and all the things. I will pin the playlist in the I button so you can check it out there. Okay. Here we will name the file as tutorial.py, and we will start with our basics. So first we will write the basic hello world program. For that, we'll create a variable, and inside we'll write hello world, and after that we'll print the statement using the print function. We'll save the program and run it. So you can see the output that it has printed hello world here. Now the next thing we will learn is the input method. How to get the input from the user. So for that, first we will comment this down, and we'll start with the input method. And for that, we will input the name from the user. For that, we have created a variable, and I will tell you what are the conditions to create a variable after this. So here we have created the variable and use the input method, and inside what you will write what is your name. So this text would be displayed to the user, and he would be knowing that he has to enter his name. And after that, we will print his name. First, we'll write a string, welcome to Python tutorial, and to write the variable that has some values in it, we'll use the addition sign, that is the plus sign, and then write the variable name. So we'll save this and click on run. So you can see that it is asking us what is your name. So I will write Abhisar Ahuja and press enter. So you can see that it has printed welcome to Python tutorial Abhisar Ahuja. So if you want to add some space here, you could simply do that by adding space in the inverted commas. We'll save this and run it again. So it's asking me what's your name. I will write Abhisar Ahuja. Oh, so you could see that it has given us the output welcome to Python tutorial Abhisar Ahuja. So moving on, now we'll talk about some indentation part, like how we write code in Python. So first, okay, we'll comment it afterwards. So talking about the indentation. So in Python, the indentation is of three types: the simple statement, empty statement, and the complex statements. If I let you see, this is the simple statement. It starts just from the left of the corner, and the empty statements, we don't have to do anything for that. For the complex statements, like the if else statements, so there are two portions in the complex statements. The indentation here means leaving a tab space from margin, and in Python it is used to show that statements which are indented belong to upper statements. You would see in the loop section and the if else section, that is the control statements, conditional statement section. So in statements like if else, if, elif, etc., we use indentation because these are all types of complex statements and they have two parts that I have already stated, that is header and the body. So we have to indent our body statements to show that these are sub-statements of our main statement, which is written in header portion. And as I have showed you how to comment the code in our program. So we just have to place the hash before a line of codes. Like if you want to just comment down a single line of code, you could simply just put a hash in front of the line of code. And there are multi-lines comment also. We have seen the single line comment that is using hash. There are multi-line comments also. So single line comment is the comment which are created in single line only. That is, they occupy the space of single line and they're created just placing the hash before the code line. If you want to create a multi-line comment, I will show you how you can create it. You just have to use inverted commas, but you should have three inverted commas in that. Inverted single commas, three inverted single commas. कट है जो पहले वाला था ना, थोड़ा सा पार्ट कट है. So, guys, you can see that we have placed three inverted commas and we have seen the multi-line comments. How to comment if there are more than one line and we want to comment it down. So we will use the single inverted commas for that, the three single inverted commas. And moving on, now we'll start with variables. So a variable is a name or an identifier which is given to any storage area or memory location. It's a name of memory location. And there are some rules for defining a variable in Python. Variable name can contain alphabets, digits, and underscore. Second, variable name can start with an alphabet and underscore only. It can't start with a digit. No white space and reserved keywords are allowed to use as a variable name. And the variables are case sensitive. So we'll see some examples how to create a variable. Uh, like simply we can create a variable and assign a value to it, a equal to 7. So a is the variable here and we have assigned a value to it, and we can start with the variable name with the underscore, that is underscore BAT, and we can assign any value to it. We will assign an integer value to it, that would be a bizarre. And if you want to use underscore in between, you can also use that. So for that we will write ab underscore bat, and that would be equal to, we'll assign any value to it, that would be a huja. So these are the variable names, and if you want to add any number to variable, you can add it, ab underscore bat 1. So we have added a number here also. So these are the methods how you can create a variable. and just be remember of some basic rules for that. And now moving on to data types. You have seen that variables can store data of different types, and these different types can do different things. Python has the built-in data types by default, and those are string. In numeric types, we have int, float, and complex types. In sequence type, we have list, tuple, range. In mapping type, we have dictionaries. Set types, we have set and frozen set. In Boolean type, we have Boolean. Binary types, we have bytes, byte array, memory view, and we would be using these data types in the upcoming tutorial. So I'll simply comment this down. And now we will move to typecasting. So typecasting is defined as converting one data type into another for smooth functioning of program. And with type function, we can find the type of any variable. I will show you with a demo. So if you have created a variable and stored a value in it, so to know the data type, we would simply write print type in bracket the variable in which the value has been stored. So we'll just save this and run the program. Here you will see that it has stated the class as int type. So the integer value is stored in the variable a. And if you store some value as a float, we will see what does type function return to us. We have saved this and run this. So first, oh sorry, कट है यहाँ से थोड़ा सा बी लगा के वापस. So you guys can see that we have entered the p in the type function. Now we will run the program and you can see that it has returned the float class that is stored in the variable b. So this is how typecasting works. So you could identify any data type using the type method. And typecasting is done when we want to perform arithmetic operations on the variables of the same data type. And moving on to operators. Like, operators are used to perform operations on variables and values. Python divides the operators in the following groups. There are arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, logical operators, identity operators, membership operators, and the bitwise operators. The arithmetic operators are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, exponentiation, and floor division. I will show you some examples for it. I will comment this down and start with operators. So we will define a value to a variable x and define a value to a variable y. And now our first arithmetic operation, that would be addition. So for that we'll simply write print x plus y. We'll save this and run this program. You could see that it has showed the addition of both x and y. And for subtraction, you just simply have to place the subtraction symbol between both the variables. That is 15 and minus 1. and you could see that the other operations can be done similarly. You just have to place the arithmetic operation symbol between the two variables x asterisk y, that is the multiplication symbol. We'll save this and run it. And if you want to learn about the variables and the data types and the arithmetic operations in a deep manner, you could just click on the I button and check out the playlist of the Python. There you will get all the topics discussed in a very vast way. So we will see other operators also. That is the division. We'll save it and run it. You could see that it has given us the output 0.875, and the modulus operator. We'll save this and run it. You could see that it has given us the output 7. So modulus gives us the remainder. And now we would be using the exponentiation operator. So you would be getting the value of 7 raised to the power 8. And for floor division, you just simply have to use two slash symbols. You could see that it has given you 0. Now, moving on, we will see assignment operators, that is equal to, plus equal to, minus equal to, asterisk equal to, division equal to, modulus equal to, floor division equal to, and many more. So now we'll start with the strings. So we have seen the operators, and if you want to dig deep down into the operators, you can simply click on the I button and visit the playlist, and you will get the operators tutorial there. Now we'll start with strings. So string literal in Python are enclosed in either single quotes or the double quotes. It means hello is same as hello. I will show you what I'm trying to say. That is hello in single double quotes or in double quotes, that is similar. So this is how a string is represented in a Python. So we will get a single string printed. For that we'll write print, and we will store this in a variable x equal to hello and get it printed. We'll save the program and run it. You can see that it has given the output as hello. So we have seen how we declare the string in Python. Now moving on, we'll move to list, that is the sequence types, and we'll start with the first sequence type, that is list. So lists are used to store multiple items in a single variable, and lists are one of 4 built-in data types in Python that is used to store collections of data. And the other 3 types are tuple, set, and dictionaries. They all have different qualities and usage. List items can be of any data type. They are created using square brackets. So we'll see a demo how a list is created. So we will name it as list1, that is equal to, and inside square brackets We will list some cars that would be BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. So you can see that in the square brackets, we have added some cars and in the inverted commas, and it has been stored in a variable list 1. So this is the list and that is stored in the variable list 1. And the main point, list items are ordered, which means that the items have a defined order and that order will not change. If you add new items to a list, the new items will be placed at the end of the list. And the list items are changeable, which means that we can change, add, and remove items in a list after it has been created. And list also allows duplicate values. Since lists are indexed, list can have items with the same value as you have indexes that are starting from 0, BMW that is placed on the index 0. And if you want to find the length of the list, you could just simply use the length function. For that, we'll write length of list 1. We'll save this and click on the run button. You could see that it states that there are 3 elements stored in the list. Now, moving on to tuples. So, tuples are used to store multiple items in a single variable. And tuple is also one of the 4 built-in data types in Python that is used to store collections of data. Tuples are written with round brackets. We'll see a demo how tuples are created. So for that, we will create a variable and named as loop1, and inside the circular brackets we will insert some values that would be the name of some cars, then with the car brands BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. And then you can print this tuple, just save it and click on the run button. You can see that the tuple is created and it has given us the output 3 values that we have stored in the tuple. And some important facts or the properties about the tuples, that the tuple items are ordered. It means that the items have a defined order or that order will not change. And the elements in the tuple are unchangeable, that we cannot change, add or remove items after the tuple has been created. And it allows duplicate values. Since tuples are indexed, that is BMW is indexed at index value 0, OD at 1 and Mercedes at 2, so they can have items with the same value. And if you want to find the length of the tuple, you could use the length method. For that, we'll just write print, and inside print we'll use the length function and the name of the tuple. We'll save this and run this. You could see that it has given us the output 3, that is it has saved 3 elements in the tuple. Now, moving on to sets. Sets are used to store multiple items in a single variable, and it is also one of the 4 built-in data types that is used to store collection data. And a set is a collection which is unordered, unchangeable, and unindexed. So we'll see a demo for that. Now we'll see the demo for sets. To create a set, we just need to use curly braces. So for that, we will create a variable set1, and inside that, in curly braces, we would add the car brands, that is BMW, then Audi, Mercedes, and after that we will print set1. We'll save this and run the program. You could see that the set has been created, and set items are unordered. You have seen that the list and tuple items are ordered, but in sets the items are unordered. They do not have a defined order, so the items can appear in a different order every time you use them and cannot be referred to by any index or key value. And they're unchangeable. That is, we cannot change the items after the set has been created, and it do not allow duplicate values also. So we have seen the sets, and moving on, we'll see dictionaries as the container values. So dictionaries are used to store data values in key value pairs. They are written with curly braces and have keys and values. And the collection is ordered. And as of Python version 3.7, dictionaries are ordered. In Python version 3.6 and earlier, dictionaries are unordered. We will see a small demo for dictionaries. Now, starting with dictionaries, first we will comment this set. We will create a dictionary with the variable dict1, that is equal to curly braces, and inside curly braces we will add option car1, and that its value is BMW, and the second car, its value is OD, and we have to place a comma after every item. So the car 3 is Mercedes. So now we'll get this dictionary printed. Print dict1. So we'll save this and click on the run button so that the dictionary get created, and we also get the printed dictionary. That is, car1 is associated with the value BMW, car2 is associated with value OD, car3 is associated with value Mercedes. And in dictionaries, the items are changeable. That means we can change, add, or remove items after the dictionary has been created, and it does not allow duplicate items. That is, with the same key, you can't have two same values. With the two different keys, you can't have two same values, so it does not allow duplicate items. Now, moving on, we'll see some if else conditions. So, with that, we will understand the if else condition using an example only. So, first, we will create a variable and assign a value to it, and then another variable and assign value to it. And now we'll use if statement and write if b is greater than a, then we will print b is greater than A. Okay, so we'll save this and click on run. You could see that the condition is true, that is B that stores the value 9 is greater than A, so it has printed B greater than A. And if we reverse the condition, if A is greater than B, print B greater than A. And if we run this, you can see you didn't got any value as the condition is false, so it won't run the print statement here. So now moving on. Now after, as you've seen that if the condition is not true, it will not print the print statement. Now we will also use the elif statement here. So if the above condition is not true, it will move to the next statement, that would be elif. And if b is greater than a, it will print b is greater than a. Okay, so we'll save this and click on run button. You could see that it has first gone through this if statement, and this is not correct. It has not printed this print statement. Then it has moved to the elif statement and it got b greater than a, and it has printed b is greater than a. So you can use as many elif statement as you want. And now we will be using the else statement. The else keyword catches anything which isn't caught by the preceding conditions. So for the else statement, and if we just get this b equal to a, that is if b value is equal to a, then it should print b is greater than a. And if these both conditions are not true, then it would be shifted to else statement. And for else statement we will write print b equal to 9. So we'll save this and run it. So you could see that it has given us the output as b equal to 9, as it has gone through the if statement. If a is greater than b, that is 7 is not greater than 9, so it has omitted that statement. Then it has moved to the next statement, that is elif statement, that is b equal to a and 7 is not equal to 9. So it has omitted that statement and moved to next statement, that is else, and it has printed b equal to 9 in b equal to 9. If the above statements mentioned above the else statement are not true, then the else statement would be executed and it will print what is inserted in the else statement. So moving on, we will start with Python loops. And Python has two loop commands, that is two primitive loop commands, while loop and for loop. And with the while loop, we can execute a set of statements as long as a condition is true. We'll see this with the help of an example. First, we'll comment this down. And here, see example of while loop. If we start with I equal to 1 and while I is less than 99, it will print I, and it will increment I with value 1. So I'll save this and run this program. You can see that the while loop has been executed and it has printed 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 till 98 while I is less than 99. If we put I is less than equal to 99, so it will run the loop till 99. You could see that the loop has been executed till 99. So this is how we use the while loop. And for loops, the for loop is used for iterating over a sequence, that is list, tuple, and dictionaries. So I will show you an example for that. I will comment it down. And for loop, I will create a list, and inside the list we will add the brand names only. That would be BMW, Audi, and then Mercedes. And now to print all these values, we'll use the for loop for I in list 1, print I. We'll save this and click on run button. You could see that this loop has printed all the values one by one, that is BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. This is how the loops are used. Now moving on, we will see the Python functions. So a function is a block of code which only runs when it is called, and you can pass any data that is known as parameters into a function. So we'll see how we define and call a function in Python. For that, we use a keyword df and then the function name. So we'll name the function hello, and after the colon we will print hello simply learn learners, and after that we'll call this function, that is hello, and we'll simply call this. We'll save this and run it. You can see that it has printed hello simply learner. So we have defined the function here and call the function here. Now we'll see some functions with argument. So for that, you can just pass an argument in this function only, f name as an argument. So any information can be passed into functions as arguments, and arguments are specified after the function name inside the parenthesis. You can add as many arguments as you want. Just separate them with a comma. So we have added a single argument here, and here we will do print hello simply learners, and after that just say hello and the name of the person. With that, we will write f name Now we'll call the function with the parameter. So we'll pass the parameter. First would be Abhisar. Second, we'll pass Anurag, and another as James. So we'll save this and run it. You could see that it has given the output as hello Abhisar, hello Anurag, hello James. So we have passed an argument here, that is f name, and we have printed the statement with a string that would be constant, that is hello, and f name, as we will pass the parameter when we call the function. So we have passed Abhisar here, so it has printed first hello Abhisar, then we have called the function again, and we have passed the value Anurag there, the name Anurag there. So it will display hello Anurag, then hello James. So these are with the function. Now we'll move to Python built-in math functions. So Python has a set of built-in math functions, including an extensive math module that we'll see in the further tutorial, that will allow you to perform mathematical tasks on number. So we will see a demo using these functions. First we'll see the built-in functions, and when we'll study about the module, then we'll see some functions from the module also. So we'll start with minimum and maximum functions. So for that, first we'll create a variable and apply the minimum function there. So the minimum and maximum functions, they can be used to find the lowest or highest value in an iterable. So we'll add some values, that is 3, 9, 7, 19, and another value, that is b equal to max, and we'll pass values 2, 9, 88, and 71. Now we'll get it printed, print x, and then print b. So we'll save this and run it. So you can see that it has given us the output as 3, that is we have used the minimum function, so it has get the minimum value from all the items we have passed in the minimum function, that is 3, 9, 7, 19. The minimum value is 3, and in the max function, the max value, that is 88. So moving on, now we have absolute function. So first we'll comment down this, and moving on, we'll use the absolute function. So the absolute function returns the absolute positive value of the specified number. If we write a negative number, and we will use the absolute function for that, inside absolute function we'll write a negative value, that would be 99.75. okay, and after that, if we print this value, print x, we'll save this program and run it. You could see that the value has been turned into positive, that is 99.75. So absolute converts the negative value into positive, that it only prints positive value, but you pass whether it's positive or negative. So we'll see another function, that would be the power function. So the power function, its syntax would be like this: x comma y. So I will show you with the help of a demo, with the help of an example. So with that, we'll write x equal to power function, and inside we'll pass 4 comma 3, that is 4 raised to power 3, and then we'll print its value. Now I'll save this program and run it. So you could see that it has given us the value as 64. So 4 4s are 16, 16 4s are 64. 4 raised to the power 3. So we have seen another built-in function, that is pa. Now moving on, we have Python Lambda function. Now moving on, we have Python Lambda function. So a Lambda function is a small anonymous function, and it can take any number of arguments but can only have one expression. So we'll see an example. First, we'll comment this down, and for Lambda function, we will create a variable, and inside we will hit Lambda variable x, and we will define an expression for that. That would be x multiplication operator into 10, and then we'll print it x. No, our function name is a, and inside we will pass 5. So 5 would be placed in place of x. That would be, it will return the value as 50. So you could see that we have created a lambda function in a variable a, and we have defined the expression, that is, we have used the variable x for the expression, and we have defined the expression as x using the multiplication operator into 10, and then we have printed it, that is print the name of the lambda function and the value we have passed, that would be replacing x. So now moving on to the next item, Python Iterator. But before Python Iterator, I want to tell you one thing, that in Python we do not have arrays, like we do not have built-in support for arrays, but Python lists, they can be used as arrays. So for that, you can just click on the I button, there you would get the playlist, and there is a video particularly in lists, tuple and dictionaries. So there you will be getting all the details about the list and how you can use them as array. Now moving on, we would start with Python iterator. So an iterator is an object that can be iterated upon, meaning that you can traverse through all the values which consist of the methods. I will show you two methods, that is underscore underscore itr underscore underscore, and the second method is next. So these are the two methods that we used in an iterator. So I will make you understand with the help of an example. So first we will create a tuple and name it as tuple1, and inside the circular brackets we'll write the brand name of the cars. So that would be BMW. The next is Audi, and the next is Mercedes. And now we will create a variable my tuple equal to iterator function, and inside we will pass the name of the variable that we have created as a tuple. And now to iterate this tuple, we'll write print, and using the next function inside, we'll just write the name of the variable in which we have passed the tuple here. That is my tuple, and again we'll print this statement. Now we'll save this and run the program. You could see that it has printed the first value in the tuple 1, that is PMW, and then OD. So we have created a tuple and stored three items in that, and then we have created a variable and used the iterator function and passed the tuple in that. And after that we have created a print statement, and inside we have passed myTup variable inside the next function. So it has printed the value BMW then OD. And if we print this value again and save this and run this, you could see all the three values that are stored in the tuple, they have been printed. So we have seen the iterator, Python iterator. Now moving on to the next topic, that is Python modules. So a module, a Python module is same as a code library. That is a file containing a set of functions that you want to include in your applications. So we have some modules that are repeat, यहाँ से कट होगा जो पहले वाला था ना थोड़ा. So we have some modules that have already been defined, that is pandas, matplotlib, and beautiful soup, and math module. So there are so many modules that have been defined, and you can also create a module of your own and you can import it into another program. So you just have to save the file with the extension .py, and you can use that file into another file just using the word import, using the word import statement, or import then the name of the file that you have created with the py extension. So here you would see a module that have been created earlier, and that module would be math. So first we'll import that module, that is import math, that is the built-in module, and it has named as math, which will extend the list of mathematical functions in the Python. And to use it, we have used the import keyword, and after that we have written the name of the module. And when you have imported the math module, you can start using methods and constants of the module, that is math. So first we'll start with the square root method. For that, we'll create a variable and inside write math dot sqrt, and inside we'll pass 91, and then we'll print the variable. We'll save this. Oh, we have print. So we'll save this and run it. So you could see that the square root of 91 is 9.5393920, and it goes on. So this is one of the methods that is stored in the math module, and we have other methods also. Now we'll see another method, that is ceiling, and ceiling method rounds a number upwards to its nearest integer. And there's another method, that is flow, that rounds a number downwards to its nearest integer and returns the result. So for that, you'll write a variable x equal to, and to use these functions, we will write math dot ceil function, and we'll write the value 5.4, and in another variable, that is y equal to, we'll use the math module, and here we'll use the method floor, and inside we'll pass 5.4 only, and then we will print both these variables, that is print x and print y. Now we'll save this and run the program. You could see that it has returned the value as 6, that it returns the value that is upwards to its nearest integer, that is above the 5.4, that is 5, that is integer 5 and integer 6. We have the value 5.4 in between, and the upward value which corresponds to 5.4 is 6. So it has returned the value 6, and with the flow function it would return the value that is downward to 5.4, that is 5. And with that, we have come to the end of this session, and I have some insights for you guys. That is, if you are aiming to get certified in Python programming and you want to build a Python software development career, in that case, you can check this Python certification course with Simplilearn, which will open the doors for the best career opportunities. And to find the details of this Python certification course, you can check the description box below. There would be a link for this course, and it could be the ideal solution to help you build your career in the right direction. And I hope the session was interesting and informative. If you liked it, please let us know in the comment section below, and also do subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more from Simplilearn. Thank you.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.